Ta-da!
We're still on the frame.
What one's for the rear? Is it the larger one?
Yep. Okay.
Hey everyone, welcome back to drybonesgarage. This episode is a part of a series where my dad and I take a 63 Corvair and a G-body Cutlass frame and combine them together to create a hot rod, as you can see here. In this episode we work a little bit with the suspension and put the rear end in the car. So I hope you guys enjoy and I'll see you at the end of the episode.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Those were for the Cutlass. You were.
There's a few different things in here.
I'm guessing that's going to be a drum. Yep. Shiny.
Ta-da!
So shiny.
Yeah, it's shiny.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They weren't messing around.
Are these brakes?
Yeah.
I kind of remember what brakes look like. They're little things that clamp onto the wheel.
Well, those are drum style, but yeah.
Don't remember where I saw that from.
I think we did the HHR.
With those clamp-on brakes. And that's where I
We
got
did the
it.
shoes in Oklahoma. We did the front end a couple of times and out there. Cool. And I'm guessing that other box is your shoe. There should be new springs. No.
It's the rainbow.
Wow. Those are substantially heavier than the ones that I pulled off of the car. And your other drum. Cool.
It is the other one. Ta-da.
It's so shiny. We need to get some clear paint so they stay shiny. It isn't all rust. I think that bit's done.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna put some rev nuts in the frame to attach the brake lines to. Come on. Why is this one fighting so hard? There we go. We're running into roadblocks. We can't really move the car, and it's not in a good place to pull the engine. We can't pull the engine right now. I want to have the engine out of the car when we do the front end so we can kind of clean the frame up. I really don't want to run the brake lines any farther up to the front of the car, which reminds me, until we've gotten that far. I mean, really the frame is cleaned up and painted to here, and we're just using undercoat up here. I want to actually paint it. Don't want to run the fuel lines until we've got this done. We're kind of in a pickle with the front end, and we can't move the car until the rear end's back in it.
Yeah.
And there's not much point putting the rear end in it until we've done the brakes on it. Not a fantastic day for production, again, just like the other day. Got all kinds of parts, but not the right parts for what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Arg. And we've got to find the brackets that hold the, oh, right there, good. Got that one. What about this side? Awesome. They're still on the frame. Nice.
What's on the frame?
The brackets for the transition from hardline to soft. Well, we had a conversation off camera that was supposed to be on camera. I bought this for the Cutlass, and I've got some other suspension parts laying around. This thing's getting a lot of the similar pieces, not quite to the level, just because Amanda likes a softer, more nostalgic ride where I tend to prefer things a little bit more aggressive. Offered this up to her. It's actually a factory S10 Blazer, I want to say Extreme rear sway bar. Can get these fairly inexpensively off the net, but I think with the poly bushings in the rear end and just the fact that this car is as light as it is, we might actually be going backwards if we put it on here. If I remember suspension theory properly, I haven't looked it up in decades. So I think that's going to go back on the shelf, and then we'll keep it for the Cutlass, unless this thing does prove to be sloppy, and at that point in time you want a little more. Yeah. So, okay. Or we'll just get another one. That's all. Yay, that was a much more involved conversation, but sorry.
We don't want to say the same stuff over.
Yeah, I'm not going to repeat it just for the camera.
What's going on?
Just kind of loosely fitting some pieces up here. A new vent in the diff. Soft line, we got to get the hard lines hooked up, but I don't want to do that yet. We're going to put new brake cylinders in this. New everything, basically. There you go, kiddo. One of those is a front, one of those is a rear.
One's a little smaller.
Bingo.
What one's for the rear? Is it the larger one?
Yep.
Okay.
When you apply the brakes, everything's going to rotate on this pin right here. It's going to try to rotate to the rear to slow the rotation, right? So you want that bigger, beefier one on the backside. That one's going to have to take the wear, or the bulk of it. I didn't see how that fell out. Just trying to watch that. Unfortunately, I haven't done a set of brakes like these in forever. So we'll have to actually look at that on the other side. Your grandpa's done a gajillion of these cotton picking things over the years, so he knows just glancing at these things, what's right, what's wrong, what's indifferent. Literally, I was in high school last time I did a set of drums for a GM, and that is supposed to be loose. So we've got some stuff to do here. Should have a clip holding it in, so we'll knock that out. I think that's just a matter of whack it with a hammer, as your sister likes to say.
You can just smack it with a hammer then. Can we smack it with a hammer?
Come on, clip should have broke free. Maybe we should open this thing up, it'd be easier. Come on, there it is. Starting to think we might want to clear maybe that stand and set this thing on a stand rather than just have it dangling in free space. I don't have a viable thumb anymore, so. It would have been easier just to set this thing on the ground.
The maraca disguised as a hammer.
You and your musical mind.
Yeah.
There it is.
Unusually colored hammer.
That is a dead blow. It's lead shot inside a canister. That's what you're hearing. At least I believe it's lead. Might be steel BBs. Okay, let's bring this back up so we can actually see what we're doing without being hunched over.
But what about it floating in space like that?
What about it?
I thought you didn't want that.
For what I was doing, I didn't.
Oh.
But I prefer to be able to actually look at this and work on it. Hopefully these will work. We'll find out. Why is this 5 miles apart? There you go.
It took Dad a few tries to get everything fitting correctly.
Why are we dealing with this? Something is wrong. Something is ridiculously wrong right now. You know, your grandpa used to put these together and actually wrap them up and around. If I could for the life of me remember how he used to do that. Let's take this out. Let's just try and get this hung where it belongs in its proper place. Right where it belongs. Okay, that looks better. There we go.
It's hard to see what you're doing.
Trying to feed that crossbar into its proper place before I start clipping these shoes and the springs for the shoes. I don't know the proper names for a bunch of these pieces, so. Forgot what a pain in the backside these were.
The springs?
Yeah. Okay, that should hold now. Looks right. There we go. Now it's starting to kind of look like it's supposed to. One side's imperial, the other side is metric.
Why?
I have no idea. Those days I really wish I had a bench grinder.
What's a bench grinder?
That's one of those ones that bolt down to a bench. They got two wheels on them. One's usually a grinding wheel, one's usually a wire wheel. At least that's the way your grandpa always set them up. And I always, you know, every shop I was in, that's usually the way they were. I'm not going to waste my time cleaning these up just yet. What we'll do is we'll get your brake lines on, we'll drop the trailing arms, we'll lube them up, get everything put back together again, get your diff hung, get your springs in there, get your shocks in there, actually assemble the rear end of the car, and we'll clean the brakes up, put the drums on, and actually adjust them so they're snug, and should be good to go.
Huzzah.
Then that back end's done, and we can hang the tank. No, we have to run fuel lines, and then we can hang the tank. And basically, we'll have to run some wire down for the fuel sending unit, but other than that, we're done on the bottom of the car in the back, I think.
What?
I'm trying to understand what they were thinking here when they bent these up. What the intention or design was behind this, because this doesn't look like my recollection of what this thing had.
Is that grease?
This is lubricant for polyurethane bushings. I don't know if this is going to bite us or not. These don't have grease zerks.
Does that mean it wasn't meant to be greased, or?
No, there's channels in here for the grease. And these things will make all kinds of noise and complain.
If you don't.
If you don't. You remember I put those poly bushings under the HHR, the sway bar?
Yeah.
And I didn't lube them. And that thing right till the last day we drove it on the road was creaking and moaning and popping.
Oh.
Every time we hit a bump or something with it, right? It's kind of weird how much cleaner this car is.
It's cleaner?
Well, yeah, it's like we get to this point and all the pieces, you know, are fresh, clean, fairly new, whatever.
Yeah.
Not getting very dirty. That said, I'm filthy right now because of those brakes. That's a problem.
What did you say?
So we're gonna have to cut these springs down to make them fit. I'm not quite sure why that is, but it is. Yeah, there's no question. At least 3 coils gotta come out of this.
Well, that's about it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then please give us a like on YouTube. And if you want to see more of what we're going to be doing with the car, please make sure to subscribe. But that being said, I hope you all enjoy your time this spring. And thanks for watching. Bye.